My name is Emily. I am 34 years old, and for more than 15 years, my life has been closely tied to one person, my best friend, Rachel. We met in college, on the first nervous day when neither of us knew where we belonged. From that moment on, we chose each other. Rachel was the kind of person people depended on. She paid her bills on time, planned her future carefully, and remembered birthdays without reminders. She liked routine. She liked control. She liked knowing where she would be tomorrow. That was why everyone trusted her, and why I never imagined she could simply disappear. We spoke every day. Sometimes it was a long phone call late at night. Sometimes it was a short message in the morning. Did you sleep well? We shared everything, small worries, big dreams, silly thoughts we told no one else. When something happened in my life, Rachel was the first person I called. When something happened in hers, she told me before anyone else. Our lives were different, but they moved side by side. Coffee on Saturdays. Long walks after work. Quiet conversations that needed no explanation. Rachel was steady, grounded, present. That's why, when I think back now, what hurts the most is not just that she disappeared. It's that I never saw it coming. Not even once. It started on a Tuesday. An ordinary day with nothing special about it. I sent Rachel a message in the morning, the same kind I always sent. Did you sleep well? No reply. I didn't think much of it at first. Rachel worked long hours, and sometimes she forgot her phone at home. By noon, I sent another message. Call me when you're free. Still nothing. That evening, I tried calling her. The phone rang until it stopped. No voicemail. I told myself she was tired. Busy. Maybe her phone battery had died. I went to bed without worrying too much. The next day, I sent her a photo of my lunch with a silly caption. Rachel always replied to pictures. Nothing. I called again. Once. Twice. 3 times. No answer. By the third day, my calm excuses began to feel weak. Rachel was not the kind of person who disappeared, even for a day. If she was busy, she told me. If she was tired, she sent a short message. Silence was not her habit. I checked our last conversation again and again, wondering if I had missed something. Had I said something wrong? Had she been upset? On the 4th day, I felt it. A quiet fear settling in my chest. Not panic. Not drama. Just a slow, heavy realization. Rachel wasn't ignoring me. She wasn't busy. She was gone. And for the first time in 15 years. I had no idea where my closest friend was, or why she wasn't answering me at all. By the 5th day, I couldn't sit still anymore. The silence had become too loud. I took the bus to Rachel's apartment, telling myself I was overreacting. She was probably inside, sleeping, ignoring the world for a while. She deserved a break, I thought. But the moment I reached her building, my stomach tightened. The hallway was quiet. Too quiet. I stood in front of her door and knocked once, then again, louder this time. No footsteps. No voice. No movement from inside. I pressed my ear against the door. Nothing. The lights inside were off. I looked down and noticed a small pile of mail on the floor near her door. Envelopes. Flyers. A package with her name on it. Rachel always collected her mail every day. Always. I tried calling her again. The call went straight to voicemail. Her phone was off. I stepped back and looked around the hallway, suddenly feeling very small. My heart was beating fast now, not with panic, but with something colder. Something heavier. Outside, I opened my phone and checked her social media. No new posts. No stories. No likes. No activity at all. Rachel posted something almost every day, photos of her coffee, short thoughts, little moments from her routine. Now there was nothing. I sat on the stairs for a long time, staring at her door as if it might open on its own. My mind ran through every excuse I had made over the past few days, and one by one, they stopped making sense. This wasn't Rachel taking space. This wasn't stress. This wasn't a short break from life. Something had gone wrong. And as I stood there, alone in that quiet building, one terrifying thought settled deep inside me. My best friend hadn't just stopped answering. She had disappeared. The next morning, I returned to Rachel's building. I hadn't slept. My head ached, and my thoughts felt slow and heavy. I spoke to the landlord, trying to keep my voice steady as I explained that my friend had not been seen or heard from for days. He frowned and unlocked the door. "She didn't tell me she was moving," he said quietly. When the door opened, my breath caught in my throat. The apartment was clean. Not messy clean. Not normal clean. It was empty clean. The shelves were bare. The closet doors stood open, showing nothing but hangers. The bed was made, perfectly smooth, as if no one had slept there for weeks. Rachel's laptop was gone. Her framed photos were gone. The little plant she loved was missing. Even her documents and notebooks, things she never left behind, were nowhere to be seen. It was as if Rachel had erased herself. I walked slowly from room to room, my footsteps echoing in the silence. There were no signs of a struggle. No broken things. No chaos. Just absence. Then I saw it. On the kitchen table, placed carefully in the center, lay a single envelope. White. Plain. My name written on the front in Rachel's handwriting. Emily. My hands shook as I picked it up. The paper felt heavier than it should have. For a moment, I couldn't open it. I was afraid of what it might say and afraid of what it might not say. This was not an accident. This was not sudden. Rachel hadn't disappeared. She had planned this. And whatever answer I was searching for was waiting inside that letter. I sat on the floor with my back against the kitchen cabinet and opened the letter with trembling fingers. Rachel's handwriting was calm and familiar, the same neat lines she always used. Seeing it made my chest ache. Emily, if you are reading this, it means I finally did what I was too afraid to tell you about. I stopped breathing for a moment and then forced myself to continue. I know this will hurt you, and I am so sorry. Please believe me when I say this is not because of you. You have been the best part of my life for many years. My eyes filled with tears. I have been tired for a long time. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. The kind that lives inside you. Every day felt heavy. Every smile felt fake. I woke up exhausted and went to bed feeling empty. She wrote about feeling invisible even when surrounded by people. About pretending everything was fine because she didn't want to worry anyone. About smiling through conversations while quietly falling apart inside. I didn't disappear because I don't care, she wrote. I disappeared because staying was slowly destroying me. Rachel explained that she needed to leave everything behind: the apartment, the routines, even the version of herself everyone knew. She needed silence, distance, a chance to breathe without expectations. "I am not running away from life," she wrote. "I am trying to survive it." At the end of the letter, her words became softer. "Please don't search for me. Knowing you are okay will be enough. One day, when I am stronger, I will think of you with peace instead of guilt." I pressed the letter to my chest and finally let myself cry. Rachel hadn't disappeared to punish anyone. She had disappeared to save herself. 4 days after reading the letter, I lived inside questions that had no answers. I replayed every conversation, every laugh, every moment Rachel and I had shared. I searched for signs I might have missed, words I should have heard differently. Why didn't I see it? Why didn't she tell me she was hurting this badly? The guilt sat heavy on my chest. I was her closest friend. I was the person who knew her best. Or at least, I thought I was. How could someone so important to me be suffering so deeply without me noticing? I blamed myself in quiet ways. Maybe I talked too much about my own problems. Maybe I didn't ask the right questions. Maybe I believed her smile too easily. But slowly, painfully, I began to understand something Rachel had tried to explain in her letter. Some pain hides behind responsibility, behind kindness, behind the image of being strong. Rachel wasn't silent because she didn't trust me. She was silent because she didn't know how to speak without breaking completely. Love, I realized, doesn't always work like a rescue. Sometimes it isn't enough to save someone the way we want to save them. That truth hurt more than anger ever could. Letting go didn't mean forgetting her. It meant accepting that her choice was not a rejection of me, but an act of survival for herself. I still missed her every day. But slowly, the guilt softened into something quieter. Respect. Because loving someone also means allowing them to choose their own way to heal, even if that way leads far from you. Months passed. Life moved forward in small, quiet steps. I returned to work, met friends, laughed at the right moments, but Rachel's absence followed me everywhere. Like a shadow that softened with time but never fully disappeared. Then, one evening, my phone vibrated. An unknown number. For a second, I almost ignored it. Then something inside me whispered her name. The message was short. "Emily. It's me." My hands shook as I read the words again and again. I'm alive. I'm safe. I'm rebuilding my life somewhere quiet. I needed time to become myself again. Tears blurred the screen. "Please don't try to find me," she continued. "Not because I don't love you, but because knowing I can live without looking over my shoulder is part of my healing." I sat down slowly, my heart breaking and healing at the same time. "I think of you often," she wrote. "You were never the reason I left. You were the reason I knew love existed at all." There was no address. No promise to meet. Just one final line. "Thank you for letting me go." I didn't reply right away. I held the phone close and closed my eyes, breathing through the ache. Rachel was gone from my daily life, but she wasn't lost. I understood then what forever really meant. Sometimes people don't disappear because they don't care. They disappear because staying would destroy them. And loving them means wishing them peace, even if that peace exists far away from you. If someone you love disappeared to save themselves, would you try to find them, or let them go? Share your thoughts below.